Hi, this is Manginoni, and I was having a really hard time finding comics for the bad and the disappointing. So what I decided to do was something a little bit different because there was more good books this week. We're going to do the good, the really freaking good, and then the disappointing. Okay, let's get on with it. The good is Action Comics number 42. This was like a really good issue in the sense that you had some really good storytelling combined with some good art. And basically what it is you got, the Clark's been outed as Superman. He's being distracted away from his neighborhood. And while he's off fighting something, the police force decides to come up and basically clear the people from his neighborhood from their party, so to speak, outside. Now, this to me, granted, I understand the direction of the story, and I think this is fine, but it just boggles my mind how you have this police force that, granted, you have, I can see where some people might be envious and hateful, but yet, which is later pointed out, there's all these people that Superman saved, and it's just kind of like, how can you just kind of go along with this guy, this one police officer who's on this vendetta of some kind? Because what he's really looking to do is he's looking for Superman to instigate a fight. Now, eventually Superman comes, and he does his best not to get to throw some punches. But eventually they get the better of him. And overall, this was, like I said, a really solid, entertaining read. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely more of a... It's a Superman we've definitely haven't seen in a very, very long time. So that part was refreshing. So as a whole, DC's doing, like I said, a really good job with at least Action Comics. All right, the really freaking good book, Secret Wars number 4. This had everything in its to dominate. It had a really good story and a really good artwork. Now, in this issue, we see Doctor Doom finally get involved in the battle. And it's like basically what you have is you have Thanos and his crew fighting the Thors. That's not quite enough to guarantee victory for Doom, even though they're all Thors. Then Doctor Strange shows up with the other heroes that were in that different spaceship, and even that's not good enough to ensure the tide of battle will go their way. And that's when Doom shows up, and there was this part where, I won't spoil it, but you have Doom versus Cyclops Phoenix, and that was just freaking insane. I was like, oh my god, this is the one moment where I was really enjoying Cyclops. And then things happen through this book that would elevate this book to godhood status. But, this was just a fantastic read. Like I said, the art was great, the fighting was good, especially when Doom shows up. When Doom shows up, it's like, it really shows how powerful he really is. And this was just great. I enjoyed every single minute of this. If anything, it made me want to read 5 and 6 to right afterwards. Then this is what the the miniseries and big events really should be like. If they were all like this, I would all be on board for every single one without hesitation. So Hickman has done a fantastic job so far. And the disappointing. And that goes to Years of Future Past number 2. I think this book is going to fall under okay, it's time to just drop something. Because to me, the art is just average. And the story just is kind of like... It's all like paint by numbers in a way. In that, okay, the heroes are being chased by Sentinels. Then, they get away and predictably... Oh, look at that. The Sentinels find him again. But there's a twist to the Sentinels, and it's just like, it's not even it's not even good. It's just everything about this just didn't really capture my attention to make me want to read it and read more. And that's, with all the books that are out there, that's the worst thing that it can really do. Now, granted, the last page of this really picked things up quite a bit, but that's just, like I look at it as like a trick in this sense, where it's like, the beginning part was bad, so you have to end really super strong. Everything at the beginning was just written just for that one page, and I'm like, it's just not worth it. So I don't know if I'm going to continue with this one. As a whole, I just feel like if I stopped today, it wouldn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But anyways, that's my good, bad, disappointing. Let me know what you guys liked, what you guys didn't like, your good and your bad and your disappointing. We'll have some more stuff later. I also do the podcast with the con freaks and geeks down below. Like, share, and until next time.